So welcome to my review of Battle Angel Alita, a brand new movie by Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron. I just came out of an early screening of the movie and I had to come and talk about it. And the reason why is because back in the 90s, I have a friend of mine, his name is Aaron. Also, his nickname was Satan back then. And he was preaching the gospel of a manga series from Japan that I had to read. And that was Battle Angel. And he had all the collected volumes and he lent them to me, and we would talk about this series all the time in the early 90s. We absolutely loved it so much. And just recently, I even bought these versions of the manga here. They're the deluxe versions. They're another collected version of it. You can get them on Amazon if you want to find out the backstory of what this movie is about. Now, a long time ago, James Cameron bought the rights to Battle Angel. And I was very excited. I thought this guy could bring Battle Angel from the manga to live action in a way that we probably couldn't even imagine. And then all of a sudden, he got really involved in Avatar. And then he wanted to make more Avatar movies, and Battle Angel kept getting pushed back, and I just thought, it's not going to happen. And I must admit, I was gutted. I wanted to see Battle Angel more than anything. So Robert Rodriguez got involved, and I've loved his work ever since El Mariachi, and I love his stuff. Sin City, I mean, the guy is fantastic, but I must admit, I was quite nervous. This guy was taking over Battle Angel, and is he going to do it justice? And I'm the first to say, when I saw the original trailer, I was not happy at all. I didn't like the big eyes they put onto Alita. I thought, why are they doing this with this one character? It bothered me a lot. It actually bothered me a lot. Let's get into it. I can't show any footage of the movie because Fox would be all over me, man. I mean, they're nuts for flagging videos with no footage in it. And guess what? This is a positive review. And this is unbelievable for me to say. I've seen a lot of manga adaptations brought into live action with some mixed results and mostly failing results. Let's think about that Dragon Ball live action movie. Do we remember that? And then, unfortunately, Ghost in the Shell had a couple of moments that were good, but overall, the movie was very disappointing. And I left the theater and I was like, oh, God damn it, Ghost in the Shell, you should have been so much more. So a lot has been writing on Battle Angel, and I went into the theater and I was hearing some early buzz. It's kind of like, I couldn't quite tell if it was good or bad, and I was like, I don't want to hear. I'm just going to sit down. I sat down. And the one thing I can say for a person who just recently went and read through the mangas again, they've absolutely followed the source material. I can't believe I'm saying this. They followed the source material of the originals down to a T. Every scene I was like, oh my God, they're doing that. And oh my God, every single thing. And I'm not going to spoil a lot of it. The story is really kind of cool. It must be very interesting to go into this movie not knowing about the history of it. There was also an OVA, original video animation, back in the 90s. That was not bad. It was okay back then. And then we never got any more of that, unfortunately. But I cannot believe that, obviously James Cameron wrote this. It was his baby. He passed it on to Robert to do. And he did a really good job. I must admit, at first, there's so much CG that you kind of don't want to get into the world. You're like, I don't know if I can get into this. And then just let yourself go into the story, and it's a hell of a ride. And I'm no spoilers, but I will say it's only the first part of the story. I got to some point in the movie and I'm like, yes, and then I'm like, I want more. We gotta keep on going with the series. And what's bothering me more than anything is Hollywood finally does it right for a Japanese series. They've finally done it right. And I wonder, is the audience going to be there? Is the audience going to know what Battle Angel is? Is the word of mouth going to be enough? I really hope it is. This is a very, very dark future. It is, what I couldn't believe is how violent it was. It is in the comic, but I was like, is it going to be in the movie? And it is. There's some but it's something you don't bring an 8-year-old to, but you should bring, like, a teenager will love this. I mean, it's great. I couldn't believe some of the things that they did. I kept waiting for moments. I'm like, they've done that. They just did that. And even up to the end of the movie, there's some shocking reveals. The same as the manga. I have never been so happy. I was watching the whole movie, and I'm a much harder movie critic than I am video game critic. I'm the first to admit that. I kept watching this movie waiting for something to dislike. So, you know, for some piece of dialogue. You know, there was one piece of dialogue I could have done without. But overall, 98%, 99% of the movie's dialogue is good. This is a hardcore science fiction movie. And when the action gets going, you will not believe some of the visuals you're watching. You can't believe that Hollywood made this movie. I wonder if it's gonna do well. I pray that it is. I want to see more of these movies, but I'm really kind of nervous. But if you're on the fence and you have read the original source material, I'm talking to that crowd first. They did it. I don't know how they could have done it any better, and I really mean it. And I watched it in 3D. The 3D was good. I had a small tear at times because I was like, they did this and they did that, and it's like, wow. You know, even when Battle, Alita gets certain augmentation to her suit, we'll say, very, very close to the source material, very close. And any changes they did were so subtle, but I understood why they did them, and they worked with the story. I'm gonna say, I think this is the best manga to live action Hollywood movie ever made. I'm gonna stand behind that because I like the original source so much. And I was thrilled watching this, and there's so much to take in for somebody who has never read it before. If you're going in for the first time, this is such a unique, unusual story. Some of the things may seem cliche, but you have to remember back in the early 90s, they weren't. And I think a lot of movies have taken from Battle Angel over the years, as they've held on to this for so long. They finally made it, and I'm so happy that they've made it. This is the first movie in a long time that I'm going to buy the Blu-ray of when it comes out, even the 4K Blu-ray of. And I think this is going to be a bit of a sleeper hit, and I hope I'm wrong. I had a really, really good time with this movie. The acting performances are really good. Jennifer Connelly, to see her again was unbelievable after all of this time. You know, I remember watching her back in Labyrinth, and then to see her here, that was something else. The main girl, Rosa Salazar, Salazar. She was really good. And there's a little bit, when you're watching her performance, you're seeing the actress, but you're also seeing a lot of CG with her character. And some of the stuff they do with her character, and, you know, between her acting and the CG performance and the motion capturing is unbelievable. It's really, really something else. Christoph Waltz, fantastic. He filled the role so well. And there's a couple of moments where I kind of was getting small shivers watching him acting in real life, things I'd seen on the pages here come to life. It was like watching a 90s anime come to real life. I know it was a manga and it went to an OVA, but it's almost like that OVA went to this movie. They did a good job. They done a really good job. Even the guy playing Vector, phenomenal. They got his character so right, and just the evilness of his character, and there's a little bit something more. I ain't gonna ruin it for you. Go in and have a good time. And just the flashbacks to Alita, oh my god. I could go on. I could probably sit here for an hour and get into spoilers and really get on, but I'm gonna say this movie has blown me away. And it's been a good week. We got Kingdom Hearts, we got Resident Evil 2, the remake, and now this. What a fantastic thing. If you're a science fiction fan, you're an action fan, you like alternative storylines, you're really in love with Japanese animation in general, you're going to be very happy. You're going to find something to like here. That is for sure. I would like to know. I'd be curious to know if people didn't like the movie, what they didn't like. I would always be open to listening and hearing what you didn't like about it down below. Please leave a comment. But for me, because it got the source material so well and it was done so incredibly well, the action and all that, 9 out of 10 for me. 100%. Stand by that to the day I die. That's for sure. So anyways, guys, until next time.